Welcome to Katy Calls BS, the podcast where we cut through the noise in course creation, digital products, and business strategy. I'm Katie Miller, bringing you blunt advice, real action steps, and the occasional F-bomb because building a business is hard and the BS isn't helping. Let's get into it. Welcome to another episode of Katy Calls BS. Today we're going to talk about something that I know we've all seen. You've probably seen it too. Go into Canva, make a digital product, throw it on Etsy, let AI build it out for you, and boom, side hustle income. Set it and forget it. Here's where I call BS. Not because digital products don't work. They do. I know they do. I talk about it every single week on this show, but not like that. Not when you're a business owner, not when your expertise is the entire point. If you are a service-based business owner, a consultant, a coach, an agency owner, a freelancer, a random digital product is not your side hustle. And treating it like one is exactly why it will not work. Here's what the side hustle version of digital products looks like. You spend a weekend in Canva, maybe you let AI generate an outline for you. You build something like a guide, a template, an ebook, checklist, whatever it may be. You add it to your stories on Monday morning, saying you created something new and everyone has to have it. Maybe you add it to your website. You share the link. You post about it once. Maybe you do a reel, feeling fancy. Then you wait and nothing happens. So you go back to looking for clients, back to the hustle, back to the cycle you were trying to get out of when you created the digital product in the first place. Somewhere in the back of your mind, you quietly decide that digital products don't work for you. You tried it. You created this one. You tried it. It didn't work. The product was never the problem. You didn't really give it a chance. Even if you launched it with more effort than one post or a reel, the problem is that you built something with little intention behind it. It didn't have a job. It didn't have a connection to anything in your business. Maybe it had a lead into a bigger offer, but really there was no reason for your client to even know it existed. Even if you sent it to your email list once or twice, you dabbled in digital products. You did the business owner version of don't watch Netflix tonight and go to Canva to create a digital product and make thousands of dollars. That's what you did. And it's okay. It's okay. It's cool. We're good. You built a product the way someone builds a side hustle. Separately. Randomly. Hopefully. When you're a business owner, that approach doesn't just fail to earn money. It wastes your time. It builds frustration. It confirms a belief that was never true to begin with. So why do we, as smart, experienced business owners, fall for this? Well, there's a few reasons. I'm going to tell you all about them because that's what we do here. This is all BS. All of this mess, all of this stuff that we fall for, that advice or that message we get on social media about go to Canva, don't watch Netflix tonight, go into Canva and post it on Etsy. That's not for us as business owners. We're not going to create the calendar. We're not going to create the planner. That's not for us as business owners. The reason why it doesn't work for us and why we fall for it, though, is because this side hustle framing is seductive. It sounds low risk. We're not betting our whole business on it. We get to just try it out, which means we don't have to fully commit to it. So it's not risking a whole lot for us, which is good because we're not betting our whole business on it. We're not spending thousands of dollars on it. Secondly, building a product is a lot easier than building a whole strategy behind something. Our business has a strategy behind it. We've built a whole strategy behind what we do. But creating one digital product, if it fails, it fails. Like, cool, we tried it. It's fine if it doesn't work. But when we have to build a whole strategy behind something, that's a little different. We're investing a lot more. We can make something in a weekend or an afternoon, but figuring out where it fits, who it serves, and how it connects to what we already do, that takes a lot more effort. And when we're running a business, thinking time is the first thing to disappear. Let's be real. Because on top of running our business, we have everything else that we're responsible for in our lives. On top of that, there's the perfectionism layer. I mean, you don't need to admit it, but we all have a little bit of a perfectionism in us. Some of us avoid doing this intentionally because we know that if we don't do it properly, if we don't do it perfectly, then we're just not going to do it. We know that if it's going to take real work. So it's easier to stay in the client lane than to sit down and figure it out. And finally, this one's a big one. There's identity. You have built your reputation around being the person who does the work, being the expert in what you do. You're the go-to person for whatever it is that your business does. Building a product, building digital products, building a learning suite, building whatever it is that is this digital product, that is passive. That doesn't involve you as much. And it feels like you're stepping back from something you have spent years building. None of these things make you wrong. They make you human, but they also keep you stuck. I've talked about this before on the show, but the real problem with having random digital products, what I see so much of with business owners and just dabbling with digital products and throwing out a random one and wondering why digital products aren't working for them, is because they treat them like experiments. Experiments can be really valuable, but you need a hypothesis. When you build a product just to see what happens, you're not running an experiment, you're hoping. And hope is not a strategy. If you don't know what the product is supposed to do for your business before you build it, you won't know if it worked either. One of the most common mistakes I see is people slapping them onto a service model. Business owners will add a digital product to their offers like they're adding a menu item at a restaurant. It just sits there next to everything else they offer, just waiting to be noticed, like hoping somebody will order it. But your digital product is not a menu item. It's not separate from everything else that you offer. It's not separate from your main offers. It should be a part of it. It should make your services work better, reach further, or attract people earlier in the journey. When it's kind of slapped on top, it doesn't have any roots, and things with no roots don't grow. A lot of people will have their digital products as the lead-in to their main services. Well, what happens if it doesn't work? You can't just have a whole bunch of digital products be kind of sort of lead-ins to your services, because then you have a whole bunch of freebies sitting out there that people are going to grab all the freebies and never work with you. That's why your products need a defined job. Every product in a real business has a job to do, not just to make money. That's not a job. That's just a wish. A product's job might be to bring someone into your world before they're ready to hire you. It might be to reduce the time you spend explaining the same foundations to every new client. It might be to support past clients so they get better results and come back to work with you. It might be to demonstrate your thinking in a way that builds trust so you can scale. When a product has a defined job, you know what to build next. You know who it's for. You know where it goes, and you know if it's working. Without it, you just have a pretty PDF sitting in a folder somewhere and a vague sense of disappointment. But here's what I want you to think about instead. Not a random digital product, not a side hustle, but a digital learning suite. A digital learning suite is a structured collection of knowledge assets that supports your clients. It reduces your repetition. It extends the reach of your expertise without requiring you in every conversation, in every piece of your business. It is not built in a weekend. It is built intentionally over time from what already exists inside your business. Here's the part that people miss. Not every business needs the whole thing. Not every business is going to have a digital product suite that looks the same, because you have to build what your business needs right now. I can't say that every business is going to have a digital product suite that looks like this. That's like saying that every business needs a course. And we know I don't say that. But there are 4 layers to a digital learning suite. Let's break them down. The first layer is the authority layer. This layer builds trust before someone ever works with you. It's the free or low-cost resource that demonstrates how you think, how you work with someone, your framework, your diagnostics, your guides to the things your clients are already trying to solve. This is not the lead magnet from 2018 where you give away your email in exchange for a 5-page PDF no one's ever going to read. This is a resource with value, because what we offer always has value, one that shows someone exactly how you're thinking. So by the time they reach out to you to work with you, they already trust your approach. There's no more selling happening. You already have the authority. The authority layer does the positioning work so you don't have to do it in every sales conversation. The next layer is the support layer. This is the layer that makes your clients successful. The templates, the checklists, the reference guides, the tutorials, the things you give your clients, send in emails, you explain in calls, or repeat in every onboarding. This layer reduces your hands-on time with your clients. It improves client results. And for many businesses, it's the easiest place to start building, because these are the assets that already exist within your business. You just haven't organized them in a way for the masses. When your support layer is solid, your services get really efficient. Your clients get better outcomes, and the materials you've already built can eventually become their own products. You just might not have thought about that because you use them all the time for your clients, but to be able to peel that back and scale those is a different thing. Then there's the core revenue layer. This is the main product. This is the one that's directly connected to your primary offer, your primary client transformation. This is like your heavy lifter. It might be a course or a structured program, like a group program, a membership, a premium guide, or a framework. This is specific. It's priced to reflect the value that's in there. It doesn't mean that it's a higher price because it's bigger. That's not how we price things. That's a different story in a different episode. It works because it's built from your expertise and client experience, not just from a random content prompt. This is the layer where most people try to start, which is a mistake. It's where most people should start last. A lot of people come in thinking that they need to create a program, or they need to create a course, or they need to create this premium guide that goes and ties in with their signature offer. It's not. And finally, there's the expansion layer. This is where your expertise reaches people or markets you can't currently serve through your one-on-one work. There's lower price point products. There might be self-study programs like self-paced programs, community resources, or licensing opportunities. Not every business needs this layer. If you try to build it before the others are in place, it's not going to work. The expansion layer only works when there's already a clear business behind it. You have to have a strong foundation, a defined reputation, a client base, a proven framework. Nobody is going to take this layer seriously without that. If you try to start here, you end up right back in the Canva template on Etsy, full circle. But what holds all of this together is that digital products only work when they are integrated into your business, not just added to it, not randomly decided one day, but integrated. That means they connect to the way you attract your clients. They connect to how you deliver your services. They connect to the transformation you are already providing every day. They make the whole system work better. They're supporting what you are already doing, not just your revenue, but your clients. When a product is integrated, it has a natural place in your business ecosystem. That's what we're trying to do. We're trying to support your existing business. We're not trying to create something totally brand new and separate. This is not a whole other business. It has to be integrated into what you already do. People find it because they're already looking for what you do. They buy it because it solves a real problem. It supports your services instead of competing with them or sitting separately from them, because if it sits separately from them or competes with them, it's not going to work. If it's not integrated, it's going to be invisible. It's going to sit on your website or sit wherever it's going to be and just exist. People are going to glaze over it and wonder how they can work with you. It doesn't show up where your people are looking. It doesn't connect to the problem they're trying to solve. And no amount of promotion is going to fix that structural gap. This is why the side hustle approach fails. When people try to use digital products as a side hustle, it's not going to work because it's not built in. It's kind of bolted on. It's not going to weather that storm. Bolted on things are just going to fall off. If you want your digital products to actually work in your business, you have to answer a few questions. I've mentioned them almost every single week for the past few weeks. You have to ask yourself, what job does this product need to do? Not make money, that's not the job. A real job. Does it attract people? Is it going to support your clients? Reduce your repetition? Build your authority? Where does it fit in the business I already have? What does it connect to? What comes before it and what comes after it for the person who buys it or gets it if it's a free product? Is my expertise the foundation of this? Or am I building something random because it seems like it could sell? Somebody told me I should do it. We always build with intention. If you can answer those questions clearly, you are ready to build something with that intention. If you can't, that's your starting point. Not Canva, not an AI-generated outline, but you have to actually think about it. If you want a structured look at where digital products actually belong in your business, what's missing, what's ready, and what needs to come first, that's exactly what the digital product infrastructure audit is designed to do. Not a checklist, it's a diagnosis. We look at your business, your existing expertise, and where a product strategy makes sense. Before you build anything, we have to look at what's working and what's not working in your business now. Digital products are not a lottery ticket. They are not a magic fix. They are not going to just bring in automatic income. They're not a Canva weekend project. They're not something you set and forget. You can eventually, but we need to build it first. They're a structural decision about how your expertise lives in your business. You already have that expertise. We have to build it with intention, or we don't build them at all. There's no point. I can promise that digital products work for business owners. The advice that you see online, if you scroll past it and you see skip Netflix tonight and go to Canva and create a digital product, that's not for us. If you're a business owner, that is not for us. We have to build our digital products and our digital product suite with intention. That's our goal. So go and answer those questions. Think about what you can build with what you have within your business, and I'll see you next time. Have a great week. If this episode hit home, your next step isn't to build anything. It's to audit what you already have. I offer a paid infrastructure audit where I review your current offers, delivery load, and where your business is relying too heavily on you. You'll get a clear decision doc and a Loom walkthrough outlining what actually makes sense next. The link is in the show notes.